Are you curious about this secret baker's custard pie from over 100 years ago? Discover this amazing vintage recipe with me in my kitchen. Come along and let's get baking. So we're going to start our first step of the baker's custard pie from 1904. And I have this leftover puff pastry. The same recipe came out of this cookbook. So what I did was I took it out of the fridge to let it warm up a little bit, and then I rolled it out so it's fairly thin. And then I have my pie plate here, and we are going to just grab this. What we're going to do is form the pie crust first, like so. And the recipe for this puff pastry will be in the description down below. It's included in my 100-year-old pie recipe video, part of my picnic series. And this pie is also part of my picnic series. I think a nice cooling custard pie on a hot day sounds really delicious. And so I like to drape over my pastry a lot here to get a nice edge to it. So let's kind of tamp that down. And what we're going to be doing is trimming the edges a little bit, but we still want some overhang. And if we have smaller bits like this one, we can kind of tack on a little extra. This is what I love about pastry. And then you can continually remodel it. It's not a problem. So what we're going to be doing is, once we have this pastry all fitted to the pie pan and nicely fluted, I'm going to put this in the freezer for about 20 minutes just to make sure the shape is set. So you can see I'm rolling this over on the top lip, so you want it to sit right here. And then after that, we're going to blind bake it just for a few minutes so that there's no soggy bottom, that dreaded soggy bottom. On this crust. So also, if it's not thick enough on the sides, I can add in the little extra bits that I cut off. So that looks good. So after the blind baking, we will be making the custard filling and then getting it in the oven after that. And I'm really excited about this one because it's supposed to be a baker's secret of a bakery in New York, and I'll talk about that more later in the book chat. So I always do a vintage book chat after we're done with the recipe and the family tasting, and then I might have a little bonus at the end with some fun stuff as well, if you want to stick around for that. All right. I will be showing my special pie picnic basket that you will want to see how that works. Okay, so this is all just about ready. What I like to do is take this knuckle here and my index finger and thumb and then form these pretty triangles. So this is how I like to crimp my pie crust, and always make sure it's sitting on that edge so it doesn't shrink down, because we want it to remain really pretty. Let me know how you like to crimp your pie shells. There is no one correct way. This is just the way I like to do it, but there are lots of different ways. You can have a pretty braided one. You can just really go crazy with all of the design ideas. Okay, so I am going to just put I'm not going to go completely down or completely make holes in it, but just teeny little marks here. And so I'm gonna get this in the freezer for about 20 minutes and we'll be back to start making the filling. And we'll actually get this in blind baking before we make the filling. All right, see you in a moment. All right, we're back with the pie crust that was in the freezer for about 20 minutes. So the shape looks great. And what we're gonna do is blind bake this at 400 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes, just to kind of set the crust a little bit before we move on to our custard. Now these are super old containers, but these are the pie weights that I use. They're ceramic. So please excuse the terrible containers, but these are wonderful. They are so heavy sometimes that they break the containers, but anyways, they work wonderfully. So this is what I use for my blind baking. You can also use beans or rice, and you can just continue to use those same ones if you want. But these pie weights work awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get this in for 5 to 10 minutes. I'll check it after 5 and I might let it go for another 5 minutes after that. And then we will start on our custard filling. So I wanted to show that I'm using an electric hand mixer, which you wouldn't have had in 1904, but I am using it to beat these egg whites to stiff peaks because that's part of the custard recipe. So once these are done, we are gonna carry on with the rest of our filling. So I just wanted to show you that we have stiff peaks going on this on these egg whites. There's 3 egg whites here. So let's move on to the rest of the custard. All right, we've got everything for our custard filling for the baker's custard pie here. So first it wants us to beat the egg yolks. It says beat them to a cream, which is kind of an interesting term, but we want to make sure and get these nice and fluffy. And I think this is going to be a really delicious custard. It's really different from any of the custards I have made before. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below if you like to make custard pies, what you think about this one. And yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so we've beaten those up. So now we're supposed to stir sifted flour into sugar. So I've actually already done that. It's a tablespoon of flour and 3 of sugar. And this is the secret kind of element that the New York bakery told the author, that the flour really helps thicken up the custard. So we're gonna mix this up here, and that's looking really nice actually. I like how thick that looks. It says this separates the particles of flour so that will be no lumps. Ah, excellent. Okay, so we're adding a little bit of salt to this, about a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I like the flavor that adds. Then we're adding in a teaspoon of vanilla and a little bit of grated nutmeg, and I decided to use a whole nutmeg here, and I'm going to grate some in because I thought, well, let's have really fresh flavor. I love the sound that this makes, and it adds a really lovely flavor to this. Let me know in the comments down below if you like freshly grated nutmeg over just ground nutmeg. I especially love it on eggnog, anything for the holidays, sometimes on top of frosted cookies. It's so lovely. So yeah, I think I'm gonna grate a little bit more, I'm gonna get a little bit more of that flavor in there. Sometimes it takes a while to grate the nutmeg. I think that is wonderful. Okay, just a tiny, tiny bit more. Okay. So, ooh, that smells so good. That's gonna be really, really worth it. You can see that in there. You can see the kind of flecks of nutmeg. Okay, we have the well-beaten whites of the 3 eggs here. And I'm going to stop this for a moment. I need to go get a spatula, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I wanna add in these beaten egg whites to this mixture. It doesn't really say to fold them in, but this is just my instinct to perhaps keep this a little bit fluffy. So that's looking nice. And yeah, this is not a step I've ever done with custard where I've added in beaten egg whites. So I'm wondering if this will be really light and airy. This will be really interesting. I want to make sure and incorporate these well to the egg yolk mixture. That should be lovely. Okay. And then we have a pint or 2 cups of scalded milk that's been cooled down. So that just means that you cook it on the stove until it's hot to the touch, but not boiling. Okay, in that goes. So we're gonna stir that up and get that incorporated here. And then in just a moment, I'm gonna go get that pie shell and we'll get that poured in, and I'll tell you about the temperature and how we're going to bake this in just a moment. Okay, you can see I'm gonna take these weights out, but the crust is a little bit par baked, and the bottom is still not super par baked, but you know, it's a little bit, so I think that's gonna help. And let's pour in our filling here. And I'm gonna do kind of it doesn't say the temperature, which normally these really old recipes do not tell you. So I'm going to go low and slow on this at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And I will check it. It says 25 to 30 minutes. That seems like maybe not enough time. I am gonna add a tiny bit more nutmeg just to the top, just because I think it'll be nice. But I'm going to check it after maybe 20-25 minutes and see how it's doing, but I'm thinking it's probably gonna take a little while longer, but it already looks so pretty. So let's get this in the oven and we'll see what it looks like when it comes out, and then later see what the family thinks of this lovely pie. So the custard pie just came out of the oven. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look how puffy that puff pastry is. It's nice and golden brown. And I love how pretty this top is. And it smells amazing. So next we will have the family tasting when this is nice and cooled down. So stay tuned for that, the book chat, and then my special pie basket. See you then. Hey everybody, we're here to try the custard pie from 1904.
I remember when you were baking this, it smelled amazing.
Yes,
I'm very excited to try this.
I'm hopeful.
So it's a custard pie.
That's correct, with a puff pastry crust.
Should I slice?
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah, it's unusual, and you put egg whites in it, which is quite interesting.
It slices very custardy.
Mm-hmm. Looks quite creamy.
Is that good or bad?
I guess we'll find out. I honestly thought it was going to slice like a cheesecake or something, but it's softer than that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a soft custard. It's a little hard to get the first slice. Oh, looks good.
Oh, it's actually holding together. Okay, slide your plate over. I thought it was gonna go all gloopy, but
Oh yeah.
it actually
Looks
came
like-
out intact.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
not
glad.
groovy at all.
Yeah.
It's
I'd say it's quite groovy.
set.
No, he has some extra pie
Extra
crust.
crust. Oh, it's yummy.
And for the creator,
Thank you. Pie slicing is a tricky one. Oh, thank you.
You did a good job.
Thanks,
Yeah,
pal.
yeah.
I was kind of rushing it because I was like, I want to taste it, not just the masses don't want to just see me slicing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. It looks very soft.
This is so cool.
Mmm.
Mm.
That's super. Wow. That is like
Yeah.
really, really custardy and delicious. It's
I
so
approve.
smooth. Wow. This is more like what you'd find in like kind of a baked custard, I guess. But I mean like not in a pie. This is like super soft. I don't know if you can see.
I like it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Going in for another bite.
Mmm.
Hmm.
Mmm. What's your opinion?
What's the stuff on top?
Oh, well, it just kind of happened because you fold in egg whites.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a little bit different. Let me taste that top part, actually.
I honestly thought it was like cinnamon or something.
Mmm. Mmm. That top part's yummy, too.
It's good though. I don't know. I feel like I want some other flavor in it.
Mmm. Yeah.
Like some more cinnamon or some
Yeah.
more like some stronger.
Yeah, I feel like the custard is really good. It just said nutmeg, and I did grate a lot in there, but I think when you hand grate it, you don't get quite as much nutmeg.
Yeah, I'm not getting
But
nutmeg.
I think cinnamon would be delicious, so I think it definitely a win, but just add more cinnamon or nutmeg.
Yeah, that's what I would
Yeah.
do.
I think so, but other than that, really fantastic.
Text neat.
Cool.
Or the texture is great though.
Yeah, it's
But-
like super smooth and puddingy, I would say.
I mean, yeah, it is a little, you know, it's not super advanced, the flavor, but it's still delicious. I like it a
Thank
lot.
you.
So don't be dissuaded, guys. It's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I think just next time a little bit more seasoning, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's lovely. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the vintage book chat section of this video. The birds are joining us as well. The recipe for this amazing custard pie comes from the Presidential Cookbook from 1904. So in the pastry pies and tarts section, we find baker's custard pie. And what I love about this is it talks about how this recipe came about. And the author says, I received this recipe from a celebrated cook in one of our best New York bakeries. I inquired of him why it was that their custard pies had that look of solidity and smoothness that our homemade pies have not. I love that language, it's just so formal. He replied, the secret is the addition of this bit of flour, in italics, not that it thickens the custard any to speak of, but prevents the custard from breaking or weighing and gives that smooth appearance when cut. I think that is beautiful. And there are other cream pies in here, several lemon pies. There's an apricot meringue pie. You always hear about lemon ones, but I've never heard of an apricot one. There's currant pies. Those are a little harder to come by around here. I do have a currant bush, but it might be a while before I get enough for a pie. There's pineapple pie, which is a different one. Dried fruit pies. I think this is excellent. for winter when fewer fruits are available. So that is a yummy one. Several pumpkin pies, squash pie, gooseberry. There used to be a cafeteria near us that had gooseberry pie, but you hardly ever find it anymore, but it's really yummy. So let me know in the comments down below what your favorite pies are and what you think of this custard pie recipe. So all the details for the recipe will be in the section down below in the details. And I wanted to take a moment to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment down below, say hello if you are new, and thank you so much. I appreciate you, from Trista. And if you want to stick around for my bonus section about my picnic basket, feel free to, but until next time, I will see you later. I welcome you to the bonus section of this vintage cooking video, and today I'm showing you this beautiful Amish pie basket that my husband got me several years ago. And as you can see, it's round, of course. It has this beautiful lid on it. And oh shoot, I forgot. I think I took the middle part out for a moment, but it usually has a place where it has like a platform where you can put a pie in the bottom and then stack another one on top. So let's put our pie in here. And you can see that there's plenty of room in here. And normally with the stacker, I need to go find it later. But you can imagine if there's kind of a platform, then you could put sandwiches on top of here, and other things with the second layer. Oh, I think I know why I took that out. It's because, unfortunately, when you put the stacker in, you have to have really, really small pies, like ones in kind of aluminum tins or something, and the homemade pies tend to be in a bigger container. So if you have a small pie, the stacker will work. But I can imagine, even so, you could fit other little picnic goodies around this. So I wanted to show you this fun pie basket. And let me know if you love doing picnics in the summer, the spring, or other times. Let me know what you pack in your picnic basket. So I will see you in the next vintage cooking video. Thanks so much.